administration. Call Crosswhite Law today, 704-873-7233.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson. I have co-host Don Smyle this morning.
Good morning, Mooresville and surrounding areas.
And we have two special guests with us from First Reliance Bank, Mr. Mark and Tammy. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So we're going to get into more about our guests and what they do and why they do it and why what they do is so important in our second segment. But before we get into that, we have some exciting announcements.
Christine, I just want you to take a breath.
I'm so excited.
Slow down. Take a breath. It'll all happen. All right. What's the big announcement?
Well, we have a video. I brought a video to make the announcement.
Okay. Well, go.
All right, Joe, you ready?
It's bands, brews, and barbecue presented by DeBotech. Join us Saturday, September 14th in downtown Mooresville for the second annual B3 Festival, featuring mouth-watering offerings from more than 20 of the region's best barbecue food trucks. Sample a huge variety of the finest craft beers from local breweries at the B3 Beer Garden. Check out the Family Fun Zone presented by Piedmont Healthcare with amusement rides, games, and fun for all ages. And throughout it all, an incredible lineup of regional bands on stage at the phenomenal Liberty Park Amphitheater. Leading up to the main event, national recording star Joe D. Messina.
Heads Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer.
And thanks to DeBotech, attendees are invited to take part in a special meet and greet with the USA bobsled and skeleton teams who will be on site at the event. Experience the best of Mooresville with a full evening of family fun. That's the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue Festival presented by DeBotech, September 14th from 4 to 9 in downtown Mooresville. Don't miss it.
Okay. My mouth is watering. My ears are already ringing from the music. I just remember what a great time we had last year. We had like 12,000 people down there, right?
It was a blast.
And we had a full, as you like to say, a full-on rock concert in downtown Mooresville.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to have another full-on concert.
We're going to have a full-on country concert with Jody Messina.
That's amazing. So tell us more.
Yeah, so we are super excited about this year's Bands, Brews, and Barbecue Festival presented by DeBotech. Very grateful to our presenting partners, DeBotech, on this. Jody Messina, it is huge. I mean, this will probably be the biggest concert that we've done. As far as production level, artists, we are so excited to bring her. And we have a lineup of other bands, too. We will kick off the festival with Dial Up Radio, who is a local band. You may have seen them around the food truck festivals. And then Away Team will be our next band. They are a regional band. They play down in Greenville, Charleston, a lot of the big festival circuits. Both amazing bands. And then it just keeps getting better, and we'll headline with Jody Messina.
Wow. Well, let's talk about this thing, because I have to tell you, this is the cutest thing ever.
And sticker sheet.
There's a pig with the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue logo on it. And now, is this something people can get when they go to the festival?
Yeah. So one of the activities that we'll have is anyone, adults, children, whoever wants to take home a piggy bank, which goes with our guest today, but saving money, right?
Okay.
It'll help. And then they can come to First Reliance Bank and start a checking account. But they can get a piggy bank, and they can use our wonderful sticker sheet with all of our Bands, Brews, and Barbecue emojis that we've made. We have our own emojis. And then you can put them on and decorate your piggy. We call it Piggy Party Fun at the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue Festival.
All right, cool.
That's a mouthful. So that's one of the fun activities. So another thing that will be happening at Bands, Brews, and Barbecue is we're going to be making, or DeBotech has partnered with Ghostface to make a special brew, which proceeds will go to the U.S. Olympic bobsled and skeleton teams.
That's awesome.
So if you don't know, DeBotech actually manufactures and makes the U.S. Olympic bobsleds.
Now, audience, do you know that the U.S. Olympic bobsleds and skeletons are made right here in Mooresville. Most people do not know that.
How cool is that?
How cool is that?
And the bobsled is named Musa, M-U-S-A, from Mooresville, USA. So that logo is actually on the bobsled. So we are represented at the Winter Olympics when this happens. Mooresville, little Mooresville, North Carolina, right? We're growing. So they've partnered to make this beer, which will be sold exclusively at the festival. There's 2 brews. One is called Musa. We named it after the bobsled. And the other is called De Brew, because DeBotech De Brew. And both, of course, will go to benefit the team. We have a little clip for that, too, because the actual athletes came by to help make the actual beer at Ghostface last week.
Really?
So, yeah.
All right, roll that video. All right. Well, if you didn't notice, the one thing I notice every time these athletes is when they walk in the room, you know who the athletes are.
Right.
They are incredible human specimens.
They're sculptures.
Yes.
A sculpture of a human body. It's amazing. The muscles.
and I will say also, having spent time with them last year, they are some of the nicest human beings you will ever meet. They are so wonderful, and given what they do and the intense pressure that goes along with that, many of them are award-winning, Olympic-winning athletes who happen to bring their medals with them. And I'll tell you, that's one of the coolest experiences of my life, is getting to hold a real, actual medal from the Olympics. I didn't have to train and sculpt my body to look like that in order to hold it.
Yeah.
But, they are incredible people to meet. And it's a shame that, the American athletes, unfortunately, aren't funded. They have to self-fund themselves. Yeah,
the U.S. is the only country in the U.S. that doesn't actually fund their, Olympic athletes. So they do have to get sponsors and go out and that's one of the reasons why DeBotech has chosen the bobsled and skeleton team to be their recipient of the funds from this brew. And they have regular jobs. These aren't people that make money from this as being a career for them. I mean, the female athlete works in finance. The gentleman athlete works in government relations. They live in Charlotte. They have normal day jobs, and then they go win Olympic medals on the side.
And a big shout out to my friend Sylvia Hoffman, who won an Olympic medal at the last Winter Olympics, who has since moved to Charlotte. She'll be there as well, and look forward to seeing her. But yeah, this is again, shout out to DeBotech for all they do to create the sleds, to support the athletes. And if you enjoy beer, and most of us do, make sure that you purchase these 2 brews, because all the proceeds will go to support these athletes, and that's extremely important because we want to see them bring the gold home at the next Winter Olympics. So that's an amazing opportunity to support Team USA.
That's right. So come on over to the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue for September 14th. You're going to see Jody Messina. You're going to meet Team USA. You're going to get to decorate a pig. It's going to be a blast. Do you want to join us for this?
And the barbecue. I mean, let's say the smell of that event itself is worth going.
Food alone. Yeah. We're going to roast an entire pig. So you will smell the juices cooking at this event. It is amazing. And we'll have every single brewery in Mooresville there at the beer garden. So good brews.
Is Wobbly Butt going to be there?
Wobbly Butt will not. They're not a brewery, actually.
Okay.
But yeah. But all the other ones.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News.
That goes by quick.
Yeah, it does.
We'll be right back with more Heart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, this really is our nicest stretch of weather in months around the Lake Norman area, and the next couple of mornings may have you thinking about pumpkin spice, apple spice, whatever your fancy is. Kind of an early little tease to fall. Drier weather, cooler weather, and much less humid weather. That's making the difference. Sunshine today as we warm back into the low and mid 80s. Cooling it off tonight into the upper 50s and low 60s. High temperatures only around 80 tomorrow for Wednesday. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like iCats Public Transit.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree, Lake Norman, and Mooresville has free music this Thursday featuring a concert by Third Rail. Third Rail presents their high-energy show of rock and roll cover songs, while Langtree is open for food and drinks. Event time is 6:30 p.m., music begins at 7, and the Langtree shops off Exit 31 from I-77 are open all day. Grab your lawn chairs and enjoy Langtree Live this Thursday night with a free concert by Third Rail. Birkdale Village in Huntersville continues their Friday night Live Under the Oaks concert series with music from Dukes and Smith. The Dukes and Smith Band provides an energetic mix of pop, rock, country, R&B, and beach music. Come and enjoy all Birkdale Village has to offer with the free Dukes and Smith concert beginning at 6 p.m. Friday at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. Downtown Mooresville presents the Downtown Summer Sidewalk Sale this Saturday. Join locally owned businesses for hot sales. Come shop till you drop in downtown Mooresville on Saturday. Davidson presents Concerts on the Green Saturday. The Dave Matthews Tribute Band plays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the Davidson Village Green. Enjoy this free performance on Saturday night in downtown Davidson. On Saturday, September 7th, see the top riders from the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship as they compete on a custom-built course at ZMAX Dragway. The playoff opener features a two-moto format for the 450cc class and the 250cc class, promising plenty of drama and excitement the moment the gates drop. The Super Motocross Fan Fest is a pre-race event taking place from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. where you can see the teams practice, prepare, and qualify for the playoff round and is included with your event ticket. Don't miss the biggest Super Motocross race of the year. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com or the CMS app for information and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
I Heart Mooresville. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt. Sorry, New York. 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Heads Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer, up in the mountains.
All right, Carolina, are you ready? As she said, heads Carolina, and guess what, Christine?
Tails, California. That's multi-platinum recording artist Jody Messina, who will be headlining the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue Festival on September 14th and will be our special guest next week on I Heart Mooresville.
Wow. Heads exploding. I cannot believe that I get to interview Jody Messina. That is really cool.
Right?
I will tell you some of the coolest experiences in my career when I was in motorsports was the things that I got to do with celebrities, for lack of a better word. And I had the opportunity, obviously, to interview just about every major racer that ever existed, including Dale Earnhardt Sr. But the musical acts that I got to interact with, because I've interviewed Alabama, Kenny Chesney,
Nice.
Brooks and Dunn, the Goo Goo Dolls, Hootie and the Blowfish, all of these wonderful, amazing people. And I'll never forget a quick story about Brooks and Dunn. So we're waiting for them to come into the room to be interviewed. And they walk in and they both walk over to me and they introduce themselves. They're like, "Hi, I'm Ronnie Brooks. I'm Kicks, and I'm like, okay, I know that. And how cool is that these guys felt,
Yeah.
they were so nice. They were so nice to come over and introduce themselves. They didn't have this superstar aura
Yeah.
about them. They were just really
It's always nice
people.
when that's the case, though, right?
You know,
Because it's not always the case.
It's not always the case, but in that case, I was surprised and was been a fan ever
Yeah.
since.
Well,
So.
I love that. Well, speaking of in the news and things happening, First Reliance was in the news recently as well. And, I scan the headlines for this show often and, just to see what's going on. They call me the Mooresville Oracle. I like
They
to
do.
know
They do.
all things happening. And
That's great.
I came across a wonderful article about First Reliance Bank. And, I learned some things I didn't know, especially about something that happened in your life a couple years ago, Mark. And, but more importantly about these events that First Reliance have been putting on. And I just thought to myself, what a cool idea, and I think people can get very bogged down with what they do. But, if I went to the bank on Friday and there was a food truck there and I just got to, enjoy and pick up maybe some dinner on the way home, I would love that. I would absolutely love it.
Well, great. You should come. We have 2 more left. So
Yeah, I'm
for the season.
super excited.
Yeah.
Well, we want to talk to you about that. So first, let's introduce yourselves. Tell a little bit about, give a quick bio, and then we'll get into, the events and kind of what you guys have going on. So we'll start with you, Mark.
Mark Brady, with First Reliance Bank. Been in the Mooresville area since 1989. Been a banker since 1979, so 45 years.
Wow.
I came here with the old First Union Bank, and through the years I've worked at several different banks. I always liked to work at a small bank. I helped start up a bank that was called Piedmont Bank.
I remember
Yes,
that.
sir.
And from there I've always tried to drift to smaller community banks. And in the banking world, you don't, the old days of you be at a bank for 30 or 40 years, those days are kind of gone, because you kind of move around because banks are bought out, and you decide that you don't want to be with a big bank anymore. You want to drift back to the smaller bank. And that's kind of what my goal has always been.
Right.
So what is it about the smaller bank that appeals to Mark?
Mainly, it's number one, that each time I've gone to a smaller bank, it's been to help start it up. When I first came to First Union, I came to First Union in this market because it needed to grow. So that's kind of been my mentality of what I've come into. I've always come into a new situation, and most of the time, new situations are new banks, small banks. And what I like about a small bank is, we talk about it quite a bit with our customers. You can get an answer. Somebody's going to answer the phone, and we try to make it simple for you, and we try to give you the best customer service possible. We all have all the same products, but the level of customer service is what's important. And you've got the ability in a small bank to do that. You got the ability to do things for your customer. You don't live in a bucket that you got to do certain things here and certain things here. We can kind of cross the lines and do what's right for the customers.
Yeah, and I'd imagine that that allows you to have a significant impact on people's lives, in a positive way. Whether you're a startup business or you're a first-time homeowner, those types of things that really, impact people's lives in a positive way.
Yes, and that's fun and enjoyable through the years to be able to see that. And I look around at, certain things you're able to be involved in the community, and it's good to look back. You just kind of smile and say, I'm glad we were able to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I look at the YMCA. I helped start up the YMCA in Mooresville, and we used to worry about how we were going to pay the light bill when we first started. And then you look at it now, and Lowe's came in. I had a lot of companies that came in, and you look at it now, and when I ride by the Y, I just smile, because where we were in the beginning and where it is now, it's just it's great for the community, and that's what the pleasure is.
I love that. I think, you personally have been very involved in the community. I mean, sit on the planning board. Even in my previous role with Marriott, you were, sponsors of our Gateway Block Party to try to, bring more exposure to Exit 33 and the businesses over there to really promote the Gateway Business Park. And I mean, you've done so much with all of your roles and career, and we really appreciate that. And then what about you, Tammy?
Well, I've been in banking as well for a very long time, right out of high school. So, and I've had
So that was like a couple of years ago?
Yes, really.
Okay.
Just 10 years.
Okay.
Just about 10 years. But Mark and I have had the pleasure of working together as partners for over 18 of those years.
Wow. So work wife, work
Yes,
husband?
yes,
Yep.
yes,
Okay.
pretty much. Yeah, complete each other's sentences.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yes. We yell back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
Only for good things. But anyway, so what was really exciting to me when Mark contacted me probably about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, to help him start this new bank, First Reliance. I'd never heard of it. We're based out of South Carolina. We actually just celebrated our 25th anniversary this past Friday.
Congratulations.
Being in existence. And our company was founded by two brothers, Paul and Rick Saunders, and one of their best friends, Dale Porter, in Florence, South Carolina, just to, a lot of people end up doing their own banks because there are no more community banks left.
Right.
And so that's the reason they started. The whole concept was to really become partners, walk hand in hand with all of your clients, and we truly do that. We started when we first opened our branch. Of course, it was right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah. Wow.
Or maybe right at the start of COVID.
Wow, great timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
You're up for a challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Up for a challenge it was. And so, we really never closed our doors, but we had to get creative because we don't, in our current situation, we don't have a drive-through.
Okay.
So we offer curbside banking. Literally, you call.
I read that. That's amazing.
It is.
So you will go out to a car
Yeah.
and process, their...
We go out, we get their deposit, we bring it in, we process it, and bring them a bottle of water and thank them, and
Wow.
they're on their
So
way.
I can just come in my pajamas.
You
That's right.
could.
I don't have to get out of the car, no makeup.
That's right.
That might
exactly.
be the best thing ever.
Just make sure you
Right.
bring your lipstick. 'Cause
Yes.
you
I
can't-
know.
You
I
can't
know.
go anywhere
No,
without
I
it.
won't even have to there.
Yeah,
That's the great
it's
part.
okay. It's okay. Really, it is. But
And that's one of those steps that we try to take to make us different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job on that. Because that's not something that you hear every day, that
you have to adapt, and we really find that, think about being a mom and not having to get your child out of the car. And, we literally, they call us up, we go out, take care of everything.
right. And personally, as a mother of a special needs, medically complex child.
Yes.
The amount of equipment that I have to get out just to bring my child, into a store
Right.
with me.
Yeah.
That it means more than,
Exactly.
to just be able to pull up and have someone come to my car. We
Exactly.
Instacart, we do all the things that we can to try to, make life easier. So that's amazing. I love that.
So we obviously had to get very creative with trying to get our name out and do our grand opening. As a matter of fact, we ended up doing a virtual wine tasting,
Ooh.
which was fantastic.
Virtual?
Yes, we did. We had baskets made with prisoner wines, 3 different one. They were sent out to our clients. Some like past mayor and the president of the Bill was with us, and we had probably about 20 different baskets delivered. And then we were at the Barrel
Okay.
in Mooresville,
Right.
and we did a wine tasting virtually.
Well, the great thing about that is you don't have to drive afterwards.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it was a lot of fun.
That's my kind of wine tasting.
I know,
you
right? You can sit in your pajamas
Yes.
with no makeup on and have a wine tasting. We sent cheese and crackers, and so it was a lot of
enough
fun.
with the wine and the cheese and the crackers. You're making me hungry.
Okay.
This show always makes us
I know.
hungry.
We
I
always
know.
have people on that either produce something or create something that is edible.
Yeah.
And I'm hungry.
And no matter what, we always end up talking about food. There's no way around it. It's what we
Well,
have.
and that's because I don't think I've ever seen you not eating.
I know.
The fact that she
Always.
doesn't currently have something in her hand and eating is surprising
It is,
to me.
which is why I need to come to Food Truck Fridays. So what food trucks are coming up for your last 2?
For our last 2, we have it's called the Rican Redneck.
Oh, they come to Harrisburg all the time.
Really?
I love them.
Yes,
they are
yes,
really
They're
good.
kind of like
Food's
Caribbean
great.
comfort food.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And that is the first Friday in September.
Okay.
And then the last one for our season is Cousin's Maine Lobster. Obviously, that's always a big fan favorite.
Yeah, a lot
And-
of people follow them.
Okay.
And they'll be there the first Friday in October.
First Friday in October. Okay. Well, we're going to talk more about that. We're going to talk a little bit about why you got into that after the break. But
First, we have to
yes.
have more music from award-winning, multi-platinum artist and Bands, Booze, and Barbecue headliner, Jody Messina.
That's right. We'll be right back on I Heart Mooresville.
Heads Carolina, tails California, somewhere green.
Stay in the know with all things Mooresville. I Heart Mooresville continues next on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, this really is our nicest stretch of weather in months around the Lake Norman area. And the next couple of mornings may have you thinking about pumpkin spice, apple spice, whatever your fancy is. Kind of an early little tease to fall. Drier weather, cooler weather and much less humid weather. That's making the difference. Sunshine today as we warm back into the low and mid 80s, cooling it off tonight into the upper 50s and low 60s. High temperatures only around 80 tomorrow for Wednesday. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Temperatures are heating up, but the prices are cooling down at Randy Marion Ford Lincoln here in Statesville. How about this? Over $8,000 off F-150s. That's the XLT trim, that's the Lariat trim, that's the Platinum trim, that's the Limited trim. That is the Crew Cab, that is the Super Cab. You name it, Randy Marion Ford. We got it right here in Statesville at a big discount on F-150s. Again, over $8,000 off. Come see us today, I-77, exit 49B.
Looking for a large private room for your next work function? Or maybe you need a place to bring the whole family for a delicious meal? Pomodoros of Mooresville has the perfect space for your crowd. Book your next event at pomodoros.com.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State health-related restrictions may apply.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Stock in Tesla is backing out of the spot today. Shares are down more than 1% as the European Union says today that it plans to introduce an additional 9% tariff on all Teslas imported to Europe from China. Some at Tesla consider the 9% figure to be welcome news because it's lower than what other manufacturers are currently facing. News potentially affecting Jeep and Chrysler owner Stellantis was made at the Democratic National Convention last night. United Auto Workers President Shawn Fain spent part of his speech accusing Stellantis of trying to back out of a contract that ended a 6-week strike last fall as the union threatened another national walkout. The union said before Fain's address that Stellantis was trying to back out of reopening an idled assembly plant in Belvidere, Illinois. Wall Street's indexes started the day higher, now moving lower. Dow losing about 0.1%, S&P down 0.25%, NASDAQ down almost 0.5%. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
All things Mooresville to keep you in the Noseville. Join in the conversation by calling 844-STUDIO-4. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to Heart Mooresville. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, with co-host Don Smyle, and we are talking with Tammy Brewer and Mike Brady of First Reliance Bank, talking a little bit about these amazing Food Truck Fridays. So you named the 2 food trucks that are coming up. Both sound absolutely delicious. So tell me a little bit about why you got into these events and, you know, how they came to be.
Well, as I said, when we first opened our branch location, it was during COVID. You know, people were, it wasn't like we had a lot of exposure. So we decided, we actually did a fundraiser for the Humane Society, and we ended up having like a hot dog guy. Dogs R Us. He's one of our clients now, and we love him.
He is good. I've had
Yes. Anyway, so he was our first like food truck, I guess, but it was such a big hit. The community really came together that we were like, you know, what a great idea. So the first year we did it every Friday. And it became a lot.
Yes, I can see
you know, trying to line up a different food truck every Friday. We pull tents, table. We want you to sit and eat with us if you want.
Yeah.
But certainly it gives us a place to visit and communicate and let people know who we are. And because people have to wait for food on their food trucks.
Right.
But anyway, so we started that, and it became such a great community event. We were not only bringing people together, but we were helping to support the small businesses of the food trucks because they really, I think, as you know, during COVID came to be a huge thing. People couldn't go to restaurants, so they would go to food trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, so anyway, this is our third year. We now have gotten it really down pat to where we do the first Friday of every month.
Wow.
We start in March and then we end in October.
Okay, so March through October. And what a great way to build relationships that you were talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's such a non-confrontational way, just this very relaxed atmosphere to ask questions, you know, get to know your banker. I love that.
Right. And people, you know, money is a very, very personal thing. And so if you build trust and understanding of the person and their needs first in a setting like that, then it really does help to grow lots of clients that adore us. I do believe that.
And there's a nonprofit, you know, tie into this as well, right?
Yes. So for the last 2 trucks, we are going to be working to provide pantry items for Pinky Swear. I don't know if you're
a great foundation.
Yeah,
yes.
Pinky Swear, you know, they help support families of diagnosed children who diagnosed with cancer. And so we will be stocking the pantry for the Levine's Children's Center.
Nice.
In October. So from now through our October 15th, you can stop by. We will have a list on our Instagram as well as our LinkedIn and Facebook.
Okay.
That will show what pantry items are needed. And we're also going to be collecting letters of encouragement. This is for newly diagnosed children. And so we'll have fun pens and paper and stickers. So anybody who wants to stop by, write a letter of encouragement for families in need.
Wow.
So,
What a great cause. I love that you're doing that.
yes, thank you.
And another cause that's important to you is the American Heart Association. And, you know, Mark, I think you had your own, you know, experience with that at one of the food truck festivals. Was it two years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little.
October.
Yeah. So tell me about that. What happened?
22. I had taken the day off. It was a Friday, of course, and I'd taken the day off. But I came in that morning and I helped them set the tables up and set the tent up and everything. I said, hey, I'll be back about 3. I got to do some yard work. I'll be back about 3 and help you take everything down. So I came back about 3 o'clock and started working and taking the tents down and the chairs, taking them in, the tables. And the next thing I know is 9 days later. I don't remember anything else from that point. But apparently what had happened, I just dropped dead right in the parking lot.
Cardiac arrest.
Cardiac arrest.
And this sounds like a sad story, and while it was scary, I can't even imagine the fear and the, you know, that you had felt. But a staff member performed CPR.
Correct.
And saved your life.
Yeah, Bruni Melius. She used to work for the YMCA, and she would always say, "Oh, I got to get my renewal of my CPR," and you know, and she never thought that she'd have a day that she'd save my life because only 7% survive from where I was. So if you go out into the world, only about 7% of us are sitting in a chair like this. By the grace of God, everybody was in the right place. Or if I'd have been home working in the yard, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
And I don't like to talk about it a lot. I'm a very private person, but I feel like it's my responsibility anytime I can to talk about it because CPR is so important.
Yeah.
If she had not known CPR, I wouldn't have survived.
Yeah. I think that is so true, and it is so important. You know, get your staff CPR trained, get them first aid trained. We in arts and events within Parks and Recreation are getting all staff CPR, first aid, CPR, and AED trained because people have AEDs even in their facilities, but don't know how to use them.
That's right.
And so it's really important to know how to use that equipment and to feel comfortable. You know, I think we all feel like, oh, I could probably do CPR, but when you go through the training, it just gives you a level of confidence, I think, to use those skills, even if you did it 5 years ago, you know, repeating that every year.
Oh, absolutely. And things have changed. I mean, you know, it used to be that you could do so many, you know, pumps and then breathe, and now it's simply just hand only.
Right.
Compressions.
But she used the old method on me, and I'm glad she did because I was drowning.
Yeah.
And she helped to blow my airway to where I didn't drown, apparently.
Well,
and
they say the most important thing is anything is better
Anything
than
is better than
That's right.
nothing. That's right. And in the moment, you don't know the adrenaline. Like, Brittany was just saying, I hope I'm doing it right. I hope I'm doing it right.
Right.
And as we said, everybody was where they should be. We should think Station 3.
Yeah.
Station
5.
Station 5. They were the ones that were just around the corner at Lowe's Foods, and they were quickly responded.
Wow.
And anyway, so we're very grateful. And yes, so American Heart Association is big for us. Mark was the survivor for 2022, and so we believe we're big advocates of CPR.
Oh, Mark, thank you for sharing that story. That's
Thanks
important.
for letting me.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone, the whole point of it is CPR is important, and we don't know. Bruni used to dread going and getting recertified, that's what everybody does. But
it's important.
It's important.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that everybody you meet in your life has a role to play.
That's right.
You may not understand what that role is. It's either to teach you something, to learn something, or in this case, to be in the right place to assist. And so I definitely believe that, and I think your story reinforces that. So congratulations to Brittany, and as Mark said, CPR is one of those things that everybody takes for granted, and they think they'll never have to use it. But in this case, it was necessary, and the person had the necessary training to do it, even if they didn't know at the moment that they were doing it correctly. So I would encourage, and congratulations to Christine and her team for going through the initiative of doing that. And it's extremely important. It could be a lifesaver.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's my responsibility. I'm a private person, but I should the rest of my life, if I get an opportunity, speak up about CPR. That's my responsibility. God let me survive, and so that's the least I can do. Is anytime anybody needs me to talk about it, I talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not about me. It's just talking about CPR.
Right. Well, anyone could be listening today, and hopefully that could inspire them to renew their certification or take it for the first time. No, that's really important, and thank you for sharing that.
So I will say that not just due to that, but we are a very tight-knit group, our work family, and that spills into our client family. We really do embrace everyone coming in. It's a different type of feel. It's not your typical bank. So we invite everybody to stop by and see what we're all about.
Yeah, come out to the
food truck.
Once a month food truck festivals. You already said, name the two food trucks.
Rican Redneck is coming up September, the first Friday of September, and then Cousin's Maine Lobster is the first Friday in October.
Yeah, it's amazing because Rican Redneck, my wife and I like to visit some of the breweries around Harrisburg where I live, and they're a staple in Harrisburg, and they are really, really good. It's my go-to. Whenever I see them, I'm like, oh yes, I'm ordering from them.
Yes.
Their chicken nuggets, they're to die for.
I'm going to have to stop by for that one.
Yes.
And where can people go to find out information about the bank?
Well, our website, firstreliance.com, but also follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Okay. So you heard it. Follow them on Facebook, First Reliance Bank. Go to their website, and then stop by a food truck festival and talk to Mark and Tammy.
And we're located at 249 Williamson Road, right beside Brawley Animal Hospital.
All right, great. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. We still have one more segment we'll be back for.
Well, we're going to come back and spin the wheel of reveal.
Oh, that's right.
It is game time.
We haven't played our game yet.
It's game time.
My favorite time.
All right, we'll be back here on Heart Mooresville, WSIC.
Stay in the know with all things Mooresville. Heart Mooresville continues next on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, this really is our nicest stretch of weather in months around the Lake Norman area, and the next couple of mornings may have you thinking about pumpkin pumpkin spice, apple spice, whatever your fancy is. Kind of an early little tease to fall. Drier weather, cooler weather, and much less humid weather. That's making the difference. Sunshine today as we warm back into the low and mid 80s. Cooling it off tonight into the upper 50s and low 60s. High temperatures only around 80 tomorrow for Wednesday. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree, Lake Norman, and Mooresville has free music this Thursday featuring a concert by Third Rail. Third Rail presents their high-energy show of rock and roll cover songs, while Langtree is open for food and drinks. Event time is 6:30 p.m., music begins at 7, and the Langtree shops off Exit 31 from I-77 are open all day. Grab your lawn chairs and enjoy Langtree Live this Thursday night with a free concert by Third Rail. Brookdale Village in Huntersville continues their Friday night Live Under the Oaks concert series with music from Dukes and Smith. The Dukes and Smith Band provides an energetic mix of pop, rock, country, R&B, and beach music. Come and enjoy all Brookdale Village has to offer with the free Dukes and Smith concert beginning at 6 p.m. Friday at Brookdale Village in Huntersville. Downtown Mooresville presents the Downtown Summer Sidewalk Sale this Saturday. Join locally owned businesses for hot sales. Come shop till you drop in downtown Mooresville on Saturday. Davidson presents Concerts on the Green Saturday. The Dave Matthews Tribute Band plays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the Davidson Village Green. Enjoy this free performance on Saturday night in downtown Davidson. On Saturday, September 7th, see the top riders from the Monster Energy AMA Supercross Championship as they compete on a custom-built course at ZMAX Dragway. The playoff opener features a two-moto format for the 450cc class and the 250cc class, promising plenty of drama and excitement the moment the gates drop. The Super Motocross Fan Fest is a pre-race event taking place from 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. where you can see the teams practice, prepare, and qualify for the playoff round and is included with your event ticket. Don't miss the biggest Super Motocross race of the year. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com or the CMS app for information and details. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Looking good, Mooresville. I mean, you're sitting at that traffic light too. Might as well be looking at something. I Heart Mooresville continues now on WSIC.
Heads Carolina,
Tails, California.
I need to learn the words before she comes, I guess.
The only thing you have to know is heads Carolina.
Tails California.
We're not going to California. So.
I know. No, she has a great voice. I love her songs. I'm all right. I could probably sing that one. It's a beautiful day.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a very upbeat show, and people are going to really have a good time.
Yeah.
So
they're going to sing along.
Make your plans. And I guess while we're talking about it, where can people go to get all the deets? What, like when, the times and places you can park and shuttles and all these wonderful details that people need to know before they come, so we don't hear people say, I didn't know that,
right,
and I couldn't come because I couldn't do X. So there's no excuse. Tell them everything they need to know.
We have all of those details and more at mooresvilleevents.com. So you can also go to Mooresville Arts and Events Facebook page or Instagram. That's Mooresville Arts and Events is our handle, or you can go to mooresvilleevents.com, and we will tell you what time the shuttle runs and where it picks up and drops off and where to park, the parking map, and what lots are accessible, and all of the things that you need to know, all right there on mooresvilleevents.com.
All right, and it's obviously kid-friendly.
Yes, we have a Ferris wheel and carousel and slides. We have a whole family fun zone.
Is it pet-friendly?
Yes, so we don't allow pets on the lawn.
For obvious reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
But otherwise.
Okay.
And you cannot bring outside alcohol in. No large coolers. So the prohibited items, those sort of lists, that's all on the website too. So just go educate yourself to have the best festival experience. So that way you don't have any surprises when you get there. We will have signage posted at all the shuttle drop-offs, because if, you don't want to park blocks away and then get to the gate and realize, I can't bring this in. So we have signage posted out there as well. We really try to think of everything so we can make your festival experience as fun as possible.
I always love going to events, and when you're walking in, there's a pile of stuff, right?
Yes,
it's
you can't bring
umbrellas and coolers and oversized backpacks and strollers and whatever you want to name it. It's just all there.
Yep,
right?
yep.
You
all
can't
the things.
take that in. So,
like Disney.
Yeah. So before we play our game, the Wheel of Reveal, I did have a question for Mark. Somebody who's been in banking for a long, long time. As a child, I was always fascinated with bank vaults, right? They were really cool. So I'm curious, what's maybe the evolution of bank vaults that you've seen in your time? What's some of the coolest features that you see now?
Well, now
not without, revealing any secrets, but just in general.
Don't give us the code or anything.
Well, they've really downsized. They were huge, like 1979. I was in Durham, an old bank called Central Carolina Bank, and I worked in the main office in Durham for a while. They had a huge bank. You could drive a truck in there.
Oh, wow.
And a big door. The door was, but it moved real easy because it was pivoted properly,
right.
but it was real thick. And it's gone from that to now we have a little box sitting over in a corner in the back of our area.
So smaller, huh?
Yeah, smaller.
I would not have guessed that.
Yes, and you no longer have like the dials that you have to turn just the right way, and
like
then
you
the
see
big
on
hand
heist movies.
Yeah.
That's right. No, now it's like
Push
code,
the button.
push the buttons.
You still have to
digital.
put the timer on. That's always going to be there.
So you have to do the eye recognition thing.
Yeah,
put it up to the
exactly.
scanner.
Right.
It's kind of like Mission Impossible stuff going on
Yes.
there.
Very cool.
That's old school. You still have to wind the clock back behind on the back of the door.
Yes,
Yeah.
at the time.
Well, what brewery is it on Main Street that has the vault right there on the corner?
Ghostface.
Is it Ghostface?
Yeah, that used to be.
Oh, yeah.
That used to be called NCMB.
NCMB, I remember that.
America
Yeah,
now.
And the
North Carolina
Chamber-
National Bank.
Yeah, and the chamber was there for a while. Yeah,
because they have a vault.
Yep.
In the,
that was
their,
BB&T.
It's their store. They have. It's a big door
Yeah.
vault, and it's their storage room.
Yeah.
How
I think
cool
that's
is
cool.
that? You should go by and see it
Yeah.
at the Chamber building. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Kirk stores all the water in there.
Does.
In the vault.
In the vault.
Yeah.
Because, it's a precious commodity. So.
That's right.
All right. Well, I think it's game time, Christine.
That's right. So one of the things we love to do on Heart Mooresville is play games. We're playing games and
Taking names.
that's right. And we've got Mark and Tammy here to play the Wheel of Reveal. All right. So how this game works is I'm going to spin the wheel, and whatever number the wheel lands on will correspond with the question, the revealing question that you're going to get. Now, this is a show about Mooresville and all things Mooresville, and so we're going to ask you questions about
Mooresville.
That's right. All right, first spin. And question number 10. Okay. What is your favorite event in Mooresville? You can say your own.
My Food Truck Fridays.
Exactly.
Food Truck Fridays where?
Where? At First Reliance Bank, 249 Williamson Road.
I feel like you have to answer it that way. Okay, one more spin. And we landed on question number 2. What is your favorite leisure activity in Mooresville?
Mark, what do you like to do?
I like to work in my yard.
Okay.
Really. I mean, that's pretty simple and pretty.
So are
easy.
you the mow the grass, put the lines in it, make everything straight kind of guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm
very bad.
Pretty bad.
Oh, I feel you, man. I
Yeah.
feel you. I'm the same way. I mean, you get that stripe. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
And I converted my lawn over from fescue to Bermuda a
I
couple
did
years
too.
ago.
And
man,
I've struggled with that to figure out the height.
The height,
We
yes.
can have another show.
We could,
We got to be
absolutely.
careful what.
Mooresville grass.
we
That's
could.
right.
Mooresville
And
yard.
you're right. It's the height. The height makes all the difference.
All the difference. And I got one
love
of
it.
the real type mower. That
Yeah.
has the front spinner on it.
Oh my goodness,
Okay,
you and I need to
so
talk.
yard
Yeah.
work. Yard work. Okay, that is
Yard
your
work.
final
Yeah,
answer.
that is.
All right, we're going to do a couple more here. All right, number 6. This one's for Tammy. What is your favorite restaurant in Mooresville?
My favorite restaurant in Mooresville. I really like Table 31.
Ooh, they have really good food.
They do.
Yeah.
I enjoy going there.
It's they have a
lunch,
great
dinner.
menu.
They really do.
All right, table 31. You just got a shout out on WSIC. So I think Tammy needs lunch.
Yeah, that's right. At
That's
least.
right.
Yeah.
Can we get a gift card?
Yes.
Table 31. All right. Last one. I think we have a 5. Okay, if you had to sum Mooresville up in one word, what would that
Each
word
of you.
be?
We'll start with you, Mark.
Quality.
Good
Quality.
one.
I like that.
Booming.
Yes.
Booming.
Both true.
Yes, booming. Just
yeah.
So define quality for you.
Quality of life.
Okay.
I think we. I'm involved in economic development through the years,
Yeah.
and what's driven some of these companies to come to us is the quality of life, and they can feel it. And then they're quality companies that come in, which create even more quality. So it's really noticeable, and because these companies are going all around the country, and for them to drift back to us, that really speaks high for our community.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. When we did the 150, I didn't know much about the business side of Mooresville, and we, developed a sponsorship program, a partnership program to go out and get businesses involved in being able to tell their story as part of the Mooresville 150 story. And it's amazing the businesses that have relocated from other parts of the United States to come to little old Mooresville to do business, right? And part of that has, to your point, the economic development side of it, bringing employees in, the growth. Those employees then shop in the community, they buy homes, they establish a life, they have children. It just adds to the overall community feel that Mooresville has. It's really great. Yeah. Now, you mentioned booming.
Booming.
Yes. So I talked a little bit about that, but define booming for you.
Booming means growth. I mean, I have just seen so much growth, and especially in the downtown proper area. It's so fun to drive by. My husband and I live in Huntersville, but sometimes we'll come for lunch and just walk the downtown streets of Mooresville.
Yeah.
And then the concerts, just the activities that I see all the time. Happening, festivals, and just really helping pull people together, as Mark said, in a wholesome environment.
Yeah, it's grown so much growth over the last 5 to 10 years. But, it's very positive, too. I mean, all the opportunity that's here now versus, the industry that's coming, everything. It's pretty amazing.
And 150 is about to get expanded. For everybody listening, Parks and Recreation has nothing to do with the roads in Mooresville.
You have to go through growing pains, right, to get there.
Right.
Well, do we have any Parks and Recreation announcements? Anything going on?
Let's see very quickly. Yes, we have a couple closures. So War Memorial, the gymnasium at War Memorial is closed at the moment from the 19th through the 23rd for the floor resurfacing that happens periodically. We like to keep them nice and shiny for all of our residents. We also have some, let's see, what else have going on? Step aerobics, always an activity to keep you healthy mind, body, and spirit. This happens at Selma Burke Recreation Center Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 11, 6 to 7, and 10 to 11 again. So there are multiple times. So call the Selma Burke Recreation Center to learn more. What else we got going on? Oh, our fall fitness series at Liberty Park with certified trainer Genevieve Glazier for a 45-minute full body workout.
I still think we need to partner up on that and get like a band out there, like an 80s band, and do the step aerobics.
Oh yeah, with the leggings and the whole thing. I see an opportunity.
Yes, I love it.
So that's at Liberty Park Saturday from 9 to 9:45 a.m. What a great opportunity on the green space out there to get outside and have some fun and get fit.
And also at Liberty Park, the Rock the Park concert is our last one of the season. It's September 6th, and we're bringing country music artist who is a Nashville recording artist. He was recording in Nashville last week. He's coming September 6th. That's Andrew Beam, so come out and see him.
And don't forget, listeners, next week on Heart Mooresville, multi-platinum recording artist Jody Messina will be our special guest live on the television in the studio.
That's right.
So don't miss it.
And thank you, Mark and Tammy, for joining us. We've enjoyed talking with you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we'll be back next week.
Have a great week, Mooresville.
Looking good in your three-piece suit, I always knew you'd take the business route. You were always the one to follow the light, and you look like you.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9, 100.7, WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.